Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and my life story just got a flat tire. The last video I made as I was traveling to the location, I ran over a vine that had goat heads in it. So I've got a new inner tube coming, and then I'll be able to continue on. But we're going to look at a current, like the last year or so, part of my life story, and that's going to be what my son has done with a forklift that he got very, very inexpensively. So let's take a look and listen and see how it goes, and I'll keep you updated as we go along. If you remember my 5-year-old son, who his imagination thought that my leg broke off when he heard that I had a broken leg, well, his imagination is still running along just like before. So let's listen to what he's got to say.
We got to do some work today, so we're gonna get this fired up, lift some axles out of the farm truck. Yep.
All right, if you've never seen a forklift run by a lawnmower engine, well, that's what that is right there. When he got this forklift, it's an antique basically, and he couldn't find an engine. They don't make engines for that model anymore. And so he decided he would come up with, from his imagination, he would come up with something that would work. And so the first thing he had to do was take out the original engine and remove all of the moving parts except for the crankshaft, because then he'd have something to transfer the power from the lawnmower engine up to the front. And here he is when he was just putting it together, and he's a good welder and everything, so he had to do some welding, and then he went ahead and moved on. Well, we're going to move on here as we follow him. And by the way, this day was partly cloudy. It wouldn't have been a good day for filming riding a trike anyway. So he got the engine all the moving parts off and put it back into the forklift, and then he put a torque converter on the front of the engine, and you can see there he's hooking up a chain that will go from there down to the crankshaft of the engine that he took everything off of, so that will turn the crankshaft of the engine, and then the engine will run up to the transmission, and there he is hooking it up. So if you look down there, you can see that the hydraulic pump, he's running it back to the hydraulic pump and in the back, and then that engine, the front of the engine, goes up to the transmission, and so he's getting that all hooked up. All right, so anyway, it took him 2 days to do all the things that he did, and then finally he got it all put together and started it up, and so let's take a look at that. Okay, there it's running, and the engine is being cranked around by the lawnmower engine, and his friend is going to put it in. Well, he's going to use the lift, so that's tilting it back and forth, and then he's going to raise up the forks, and works fine. So he finished that task. Now recently, he bought a 1977 Chevy pickup, a camper special, and nothing worked. He hauled it home, and and just recently got everything working and got it licensed, so now he can use it. And also, when he got it, it came with extra axles in the back, and so his job today is to remove those axles so that they can go buy some animal feed for the goats and the chickens that they have here. So I think what we'll do is we'll just watch for a while, and if I see something that needs to be commented on, I'll comment on it. So sit back and relax and watch him. This is part of my life story. By the way, before we sit back and relax, I should catch you up on how the previous video, when I was in the motorcycle wreck, how that all ended. If you remember, I knocked myself out when I hit the tree, had to go to the hospital in an ambulance, so I didn't see anything that went on. But as it turned out, the guy that acted like he was going to turn left and stopped in front of me, because there was a driveway there, well, he never went in that driveway. He just kept on going down the road. That's what my buddy told me anyway. And so he really didn't intend to go in there. So as we see Mr. Muscle here putting the axles where he can pick them up. So anyway, then also when I was he found the dipstick. Anyway, when I was well enough to go make an accident report at the state patrol, they told me that guy had given him totally false information. Everything that he gave him was not for him. It was false. And so it was kind of weird because I don't know what his plan was, but it was like he hates bikers or something. So, and then also the Harley, the insurance company paid for the Harley to be repaired, and when it was all done, then it looked just like new except for in a couple little spots. So when I finally got off my crutches, by the way, I think I might have told you the thing I didn't like about crutches was you go into the kitchen, make yourself a cup of coffee, and then you've got both hands using the crutches, and how do you carry the coffee across the room? And that was pretty frustrating. So I wasn't a very happy camper back then. Anyway, so that happened in 1982, and between 1982 and 1986, some of the things that happened during that time will be in future videos. But the wreck happened in 1982. So we'll go ahead and sit back and relax and watch him moving these axles out of the truck. And that, by the way, is my granddaughter, and she's mechanically inclined more than any woman you've ever seen. She helps him in his shop and in his work and stuff, and she's currently living here, so with the family. So she comes in really handy, and I know he pays her to help him out on some of this stuff. So right now it's hung up on the bed of the truck. There it goes. Okay. So that lawnmower engine is doing the trick. That's a pretty heavy load. All right. So anyway, like I said, this was actually part of my life story over the past year. He got that a little over a year ago, and used his imagination and got it all working. And so he goes around, helps the neighbors when they have something to lift. And so the front of the engine's crankshaft, that runs the transmission and the power, and the back end of the transmission of the engine shaft runs the hydraulic pump for the lifts and everything. So anyway, it's doing a great job. There's that car in the background, that pickup truck. That's somebody restored it, and they did a terrible job. It wouldn't even run. So the guy brought it over to let my son fix it, and so he got it running. In fact, today they took it out and drove it, make sure everything was good. And the only thing left, the guys that restored it did a terrible job. They used rubber hoses for the gas line, stuff like that. But also the bed of the truck is on crooked, so he'll be straightening that out. And that 69 Chevy pickup over there, that's his, that he restored, that got him started on this. There's that lawnmower engine puffing away. Between his forklift and his tractor, he gets a lot of visitors from the neighborhood that need help, and he helps them out. So as we're looking at it from the side, you can see the front wheels. They're the powertrain. They're hooked up to the transmission and everything. And the back wheels, they're free to steer. And then behind what you can't see, above the back wheels, is where the hydraulic pump is that builds up the pressure in order for the lift to work. And he uses that, he carries that chain with him because, as you can see, it came in very handy. And then over on the right side, there's a Chevy pickup over there that he's working on that belongs to a very good friend of his. And so there you go, he's got it. And then that white car back there, he just repaired I think it was the air conditioning in that. He will, if you have your car air conditioning's not working right, he'll fix it for you. That's how he's actually doing quite well, his business of repairing, and then he also does other stuff like air conditioning. So the job's done. He's got everything unloaded that you couldn't unload by hand from that truck. And then, by the way, that truck over there in the background, I think it's a 1957 Chevy that he is in the process of restoring. I think it still needs a headliner or something like that, but the rest of it's all done. And then way back there, that's his Greyhound bus that he just bought. That'll be a camping cruiser. And here he didn't notice that he ran in, and he wasn't looking up, he was looking down. And so let's just go ahead and listen to how the whole thing comes to an end here as he parks it.
How you destroy a mirror? Lift axles out of a truck. I was watching down here and didn't see that. Thanks, Dad.
There you go. Well, I want to thank you for watching my videos, and God bless.